the attorney for Peterson says that he originally got a call for firecrackers, not for gunfire, and he thought the shooter was outside. Do you buy his excuse and explanation? Do you think this is going to change anything?
I don't buy it or not buy it. I don't care. I don't care about the sheriff saying he provided amazing leadership. I don't care about the excuse via a lawyer mouthpiece about what happened with the individual on scene. If you're involved in a crisis like this, I feel like from heaven there are 17 souls looking down saying there's a simple question. It didn't work. What are you going to do? Instead, less than 2 weeks out, we have people saying, I didn't do anything wrong. I provided leadership. I didn't do anything wrong. I thought it was firecrackers. Those kids are dead. The right question is, I'm sorry, it didn't work right. Let's take some time. It'll probably take months and determine what happened inside that school. I don't buy any of it.
Peterson's attorney also making some strong accusations against his former boss, Sheriff Scott Israel, including that the sheriff omitted facts about the response. I'm going to ask you if that makes a difference when we come back from this quick break. And we're back with the first defense from the former sheriff's deputy who resigned after the Parkland, Florida school shooting. CNN counterterrorism analyst Phil Mudd is back with me. And Phil, despite mounting calls for him to resign, Sheriff Scott Israel, he's defending his leadership. Take a listen.
I could only take responsibility for what I knew about. I exercised my due diligence. I've given amazing leadership to this agency.
Amazing leadership?
I've worked. Yes, Jake.
Your thoughts?
I'm not sure what to say to this one. There's 17 dead people. And this, what I saw yesterday, what I witnessed in the interview tells me he's got to go. Not because you can guarantee that in an event like this, somebody's going to storm the building. What would I do? What would you? I'm not sure what I would do, but I think when you saw that interview yesterday, when you saw his comments, the question is, going forward, when you have to look face to face to the families and say, we must do better, the answer yesterday was instead, we got amazing leadership. I think he should go for one simple reason. As you go forward, how is that department, that county, and those parents and children going to move forward when the sheriff is saying, this went pretty well? The answer is, there's dead children, it didn't go well, and we've got to figure out how to do it better. It's not that complicated.
Peterson's attorney says the sheriff oversimplified his client's actions, omitted facts. Either way, it is just a fact that Peterson was there to protect the students, and he didn't go into the building.
I think in these situations, in the fog of these situations, you got to step back and ask simple questions. He's going to say there are firecrackers. I thought there was an exterior shooter. I had training to do X, Y, and Z. The fact is that nobody went in the building, it appears, during the time of the incident. I would say one more thing. This is why state and federal leadership, including the president, is so important. You got three questions here: guns, the security of a facility, and what to do when you have a mental situation with a young person or an older person, and whether you can remove a gun. That's why I think the presidential leadership, or lack of thereof, he's saying today, I would have stormed the building. Not the right question. The right question is, should we put some people together, teachers, students, mental health professionals, law enforcement professionals, to say, how do we do better on these questions? Instead, we got everybody saying, I didn't do anything wrong, my leadership's amazing, and the lawyers saying, hey, I had training that kept me out of the building. Not the right answer, Jake. Not the right answer.
And I mean, it just, when you look at the list of red flags, whether it's warnings to the FBI, whether it's multiple calls from the shooter's house, multiple calls and warnings about the shooter to the Broward County Sheriff's Office, the call to the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office by a woman who had taken him in, and he had put a gun to somebody's head, and the deputy came out and they said, oh no, it's no big deal, we've resolved it all, and then he leaves. Isn't it just the obligation of the police officer, the law enforcement officer, to say, I'm sorry, that's a felony, I'm going to have to charge you with the felony, you're not allowed to put a gun to somebody's head? If that had happened, maybe he wouldn't have been able to buy the gun.
Maybe, but I think we keep looking at tactical responses. What the lawyer for the individual on scene, the officer on scene says, what the sheriff says. You got to step back. There's a simple question Americans have to face, and they'll give you different answers depending on the day. If you show signs of mental illness, what's the right responsibility of a mental health professional to flag it? That's a privacy issue. If you've got some sort of mental disease that a mental health professional believes should keep you from having a weapon, when do they violate your privacy and tell the feds or tell the state and locals he shouldn't have a weapon? That's the debate we should have, not some lawyer for an officer on scene saying, hey, he thought it was firecrackers. Wrong debate.